Hello everybody, PuZZlePieceZ here, and if you can see that this is just a title screen, you're correct, it is a title screen. I am just going to be talking, and the reason for this talking, well, basically, let's start off, looking at my notes here, let's start off with Nancy Drew, Midnight in Salem, the game. So when I put the first few videos up on my channel, I was really surprised by how quick I got views. I never received so many views before, and it was really great, and I loved how people were appreciative of the video and stuff. However, if you go and see the videos now, there was a lot of lag, there was a lot of audio that wasn't syncing up properly, and it was just kind of a mess. And I made a lot of comments about this, and I figured that this was the game, and I was very disappointed. So first off, let's start with an apology to you guys, to Her Interactive, to the other companies who put their time and effort into creating Midnight in Salem. Basically, I want to apologize for the comments that I made to the first part of the game, or the first few videos, basically because that was not the correct version of the game. Well, not that it wasn't the correct version. I'll explain in the next little point I'll make. But I just want to do it overall. I am sorry, truly sorry for any comments I've made. I know that it was my reaction at the time, and now that I've actually completed the game, how it should have been played, I see that I was too quick to judge, and but again, it was a reaction, and I just want to say a big apology to everyone watching, and to Her Interactive especially, because I do love Her Interactive games, Nancy Drew series, and yes, so okay, apology was done. Apology's done. I'm looking through my notes again. Okay, it says here Nancy Drew cursed. So I'll explain the story. The story is kind of sad. So the reason why I say that Nancy Drew Midnight in Salem is cursed, which is pretty good considering the theme of the game, is because when I purchased the game, I got it from Steam. And from Steam, I got it the day of when it came out. So I was really excited to play it. And as I mentioned in the video a few times, I was waiting for years, like it must have been 5 years almost, for this game, or at least a new Nancy Drew game, to come out. So I was very excited to play, and I'm sure everyone else was too. So downloaded it, started playing it, and it came to a point where I was going to play it. So I never wanted, or I hadn't thought about recording a Let's Play of Nancy Drew before, because sometimes the system wouldn't work that well, and I always wanted to start at the beginning, but this was such a big impact, I really wanted to see if my reactions would be quote-unquote funny. I don't think I'm that funny, but anyway, I do this just for my entertainment, and hopefully for yours too. Anyway, I wanted to record it just to see how my reaction would be, as everyone was anticipating this new game. So started playing it, and as you saw from the first few videos, if you haven't seen, go check them out. I left them up on my video after a bit of debating on my end. And there's a lot of lag at the beginning. There was a lot of unsynced audio, and it was really slow, and I was really put back by this when I was playing, because I wasn't prepared for that. Usually Nancy Drew games were really quick, and the dialogue you can actually read. I mean, I had subtitles at first, and I took them off thinking maybe it'll make it go quicker. So I tried a lot of stuff within the settings system itself of the game to try and fix this, the lag and the weird audio sync and stuff like that. Because a scene or a puzzle itself, or exploring a room, took literally 3 videos to do when it should have technically just taken 1. So I played it till about when did I stop playing it? Oh, when we got to the kitchen part, because I didn't understand the puzzle, so I had to stop at the puzzle part. And when I wanted to look online for, not a walkthrough, but just an idea of how to get through that puzzle, I saw other videos where the scenes were quicker and the audio was quicker. And I was like, well, wait, why are their games like that, and mine is like this. So I became very discouraged, and I thought there maybe was something wrong with the game that I purchased from Steam. So that's why I stopped recording. And this is where the part of the story gets very sad, because I figured, let's try to get a refund from this game so I can go and purchase the Midnight in Salem game from Her Interactive, the actual website. And because I figured if it came from the actual source, maybe it'd be a lot better quality and stuff like that, because I didn't know. So I did that the same day that I asked for the refund from Steam, and Steam basically said, you played over 4 hours of the content of the game, so due to their policy, I couldn't get any refund back. So that was, what, 28 some dollars for that game, give or take, something like that. And I was like, well, okay, that sucks. So purchased the other game from Her Interactive at this time, which was 21-ish dollars. Oh wait, no, but that was the States. So 36, because I'm Canadian. So $36. So already about $60 I've spent on 2 games now. So this is where the curse is starting to kick in now. And with this curse, it then became, okay, let's download this, the Her Interactive version. So started to put in the Her Interactive version, and it literally downloaded for a whole day, which I was shocked by, because usually Her Interactive games, now I have physical copies of the Her Interactive Nancy Drew series. I've never really played digital versions before, except from a few from Big Fish, and a little bit from Steam, but I was getting a little worried about using Steam. So when I actually started downloading the game, it took literally the whole day, which I was a little upset about, because again, I really wanted to see if it was better quality. And when it was finally done, the first few times I tried to get into the game, it kicked me out and wouldn't let me play. So that was like 3 attempts, and the same day, and I was kind of a little mad. So, quote unquote, little mad. So from there, it then became apparent that, okay, maybe just step away from the game because you're getting really mad at it. And so I stepped away for half a day because I had to work, and came back to it, and I was like, okay, let's try this again. Clicked on it again. Or no, I deleted it, and then I reloaded it, and it seemed to go a little faster this time. And when I was done downloading it again, the Her Interactive version, and I got into the game, I was expecting, like, start new game. It had the same data from the other game, from Steam. So I was very confused. Started playing it, like a new game of it, and it was the exact same quality. So I was still very confused. Okay, so speed up a little bit. It gets to the point where I'm now constantly playing with the different settings. Now, I'm not a tech whiz. I am not. I'm very average, and maybe mediocre if it comes to that. And I didn't know that one of the settings in the setting of the game, resolution, was important. Now, I think it was like 4 digits that it had already preset. So when I was clicking on that, I noticed in the title screen behind it that the animation was a bit quicker. When I changed it to, what was it? I think it was like 800 to 800 by 600, something like that. And I noticed it was a bit quicker. So I was like, let's try that, because I've tried everything else. So applied it, and I started the game up again, and it was so much quicker. I was shocked, first off, of how different it was. And of course, I was like, okay, good. I'm starting at the new game. The sync is better. I can the whole gameplay is a lot better now that I know how to move and stuff like that. And then when it came to, okay, this is running a lot better now, let's actually record this, and then I can get rid of the other game because I felt the other game was a fail, and this is a better representation of the game and how I wanted to interact with it and respond to it. So I started to record, and I had about 13 videos to record. Again, the curse kicked in, and all of the videos, all 13 of them, had audio but no image. It didn't capture the game. Like it didn't capture the screen. So, and I didn't know until I was done that session, because I usually just keep playing until I'm done, which is usually about 2 to 3 hours worth. And given that is 2 to 3 hours worth, and I did 13 videos, give or take, I was very mad when none of the images came up on the screen. So with that, I basically swore a few times at the computer and at the program, mentioned that it was cursed. This is when I started to realize that the game was cursed, and I kind of gave up, walked away from the computer because I knew I was going to get really mad, and it came to a point where I was like, okay, just don't worry about this. Play the game as the game. So I played the game as the game. I didn't want to record anymore. I just wanted to get the story and get the whole sense of this new game. So the curse continues. Oh, yes, I am not done with this curse. This curse was staying with me till the end of this game. So next time, the next point is playing the game. This is a little bit of the review mixed with the curse. So I loved the game. It's really good. The first representation of the videos I put on there on my YouTube channel, like it didn't really, none of it compares. The sync was better. The Nancy was really good, and what else is there? The interaction between characters was great, and the story was really good. I loved the story. I had no idea about the ending, and I'm not spoiling it, so do not worry about spoilers. But I wasn't prepared for that ending. I was actually thinking like someone else did it, but nope, apparently this person did it, and I had no idea. Until one point where it's like, oh yeah, they're all seeing hallucinations. And I'm like, it's this person, it has to be, and it wasn't. You'll know when you play it yourselves. Go play it yourselves. That's my best suggestion. But anyway, so the curse. We get to a point where I'm like, okay, the recording didn't work. I come back and I want to play it again, just myself. And the first four times, I tried going into the game to start loading it up again. It kicked me out. So again, this was another day where I had to leave the game, like walk away from the computer because I was getting so mad at this game for not letting me play. So that was that time. Then it finally let me play again, and I was playing it for a little bit. Then it came to the computer part. So if you don't know what the computer part is, one of the puzzles is you have to take a sequence of camera shots from the security system and basically move them into a timeline from 1 to 15, something like that. And anyway, so you get a little device or a USB from Judge Dan. I can't remember his name. The judge. You get it from him, and you bring it to the evidence area, and you click on the computer. Like, you click and drag and put the USB on the computer to activate the puzzle. So, curse kicked in again, and I swear to you all, I put the cursor of the item onto the computer, and the game broke. Like, it shut down. It kicked me out. This was 2 times this happened, and now I'm really at a point where I'm just really cursing at at my game, and this happened twice the same day. So it wouldn't let me play anymore because it kept shutting down, and so again I had to leave the computer. And after a day, I'm looking at it, going, okay, look, I just want to play. I want to know the story. I want to know what happens. So click on it again. So I reboot to the same time when you click and drag the item onto the computer, and it worked. So of course I'm sitting there going like, I don't know what is going on, but let's just hope it doesn't crash again. So playing it through, we get to the end, and I'm all happy because now it's finally done. It is finally done. The curse is over. So yeah, that is the reason of the curse. And let me just see. So, review. What did I think of it? Well, besides the whole thing of losing $60, purchasing 2 versions of this game from 2 different companies, 2 different, what are they called? 2 different areas, and basically just having a rough time through the whole thing till the very end. I'm glad to say that I really did enjoy this game. It was well worth the wait. Well, my give or take. And basically, oh, don't crash on my computer. Here we go. It was more of a thing of I love the interaction. I love the new Nancy. Nancy's voice is much younger, while the other one, comparatively, I've said it in the videos before, is a lot more mature. This Nancy does sound a lot more of this era, and I mean era as in like 2020. It's not even 2020 yet, but you know what I mean. It's more of this generation. She has more of a young adult attitude, not where the other Nancy was like, I don't even know how to describe it, but it's very like apples to oranges, basically. The older Nancy voice to this Nancy voice. Very much enjoyed it. The interaction between her and Ned, I mentioned it in the first conversation where Ned calls her, and they have the conversation where I was like, "Who is that girl?" And the other line, that whole relationship goes through the whole story, and I liked that. And I liked how the Hardy Boys came in, and there was a little bit of tension, or not even tension, just like a romantic situation between Frank Hardy and Nancy. And I still stand by my theory that, or hope that, Frank and Nancy get together, because they would be so good for each other. And I'm not going to spoil much. Like, nothing really happens, but you can tell that there's a little bit of awkwardness between Frank talking to Nancy. Nancy, on the other hand, is like just so nice to everybody that she doesn't really notice it, which is kind of funny. But when it comes to the whole situation with Ned, it's interesting that Deidre, who is kind of not Nancy's enemy, but more like a frenemy, I guess, a frenemy. I liked how she basically comes about and helps Nancy in the end with Ned, in the sense of like gives her the idea to go on a vacation. And I hope that's what the next game is about, because I don't know. I'll talk about that a little bit after. Hopefully my video won't get cut off here. But very good game, good story, love the characters. It left me guessing. There were so many people who had in the game who could have done this the crime, or be part of it. And that's what was so interesting. I wish there were more puzzles. There was probably like maybe 6 main puzzles, and everything else was talking. But to come to think of it, the Nancy Drew game, Alibi and Ashes. Wait, yes, Alibi and Ashes, is very similar, where there wasn't as many puzzles. It was more talking and trying to gather information and alibis from people. So maybe they were trying to just go off of that. Because they did say that one of the reasons why they pulled away, or they pulled the game away from release, was they wanted to make the puzzles harder because people wanted it to be harder, but maybe they were just trying to get the game out because people were demanding the game. Who knows? I was certainly demanding the game. But all right, what's to come for Nancy Drew series? I do not know. I hope they make more games, and I hope they come out sooner than less than 5 years. And I hope that they definitely put more puzzles in for the next one. Keep the Nancy Drew voice actress, and all the information that you got from this game, or the character building and stuff from this game. I hope it carries on to the other games in the series. But what I found odd was I was waiting till the end of the credits to see like what the next game is, because with the other Nancy Drew games in the series, they have like the pre-game or the pre-trailer for the next game. Nothing appeared, so that kind of made me worry, like, oh no, is this the last game again, or were they just more focused on this game that they didn't have a concept for the next game? So I don't know. I was just a little bit disappointed that I didn't get a little jolt of excitement for the next game of what's to follow, especially with this new system and this new type of technology that they have, and gameplay for Nancy Drew. Yes, what else was there? Oh yes, the image, the items. I wish the items were colored. um, I loved how you can actually turn them and interact with them in a screen, especially the paper, because the paper, the decorative way that they did the writings, the different writing styles, and then when you flip it over, you can actually see something written on the back. Because that never usually happened in Nancy Drew games previously. It was either like you found two pieces of paper, or you found one and like it would turn over like a book and you could see it. But you can actually physically turn it. That was really brilliant. And you can interact with different pieces or investigate items like a jacket. You get to open up one of the pockets or something. That's not much of a spoiler. So anyway, overall review, I really did enjoy it. And this is just a video just to describe what happened. I'm not going to put up a video of my gameplay of the rest of the series for this, or the rest of this game, only because it did cause me so much grief, and I might put myself in PTSD if I tried to do that again with the curse and all. But I might try to do the other Nancy Drew games in the series, and maybe later on down the road when I'm not as scared of the curse, then maybe I'll try again later. But yeah, so that's the end of this video. Hopefully it stays because it's over 21 minutes, but that is what's going on. If you do like what I put on my channel, it's very simple, not really professional, but I hope to be professional more in the new year. Then do check out the channel, hit like, hit subscribe, and ring that little bell, you know, all that stuff to stay informed, and more stuff will come. So thank you for listening if you stayed this far. If you hadn't, then, you know, Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays to you all. This is PuZZlePieceZ signing off.